When it comes to shopping, we live in a wonderful time. We can find stores that offer just about anything we want. Sports, music, the latest fashions, and newest electronics. We have a huge variety of choices. These single store owners and big store chains all spend a lot of money to buy and display these goods, hoping to attract us to buy from them. We get to shop around for the best price and then buy from whomever we want. This year, however, if you're an average shopper, you'll pay an extra $400 to $800 more for what you buy. Not because of inflation or manufacturing costs, but because shoplifters are stealing the same merchandise you pay for. When you pay for your goods, you're also paying extra for what a thief has stolen. Some industry experts say that 15 cents of every dollar you spend goes to recover costs associated with theft and shoplifting. Whether you're a store owner, employee, or a customer, shoplifters hurt us all. All of us will benefit if we can stop shoplifters, but first you have to identify them. It's not easy to tell who's going to steal. The quickest way to misidentify a shoplifter is to stereotype who they are. Shoplifters can be teenagers, but most teenagers are honest. Shoplifters can be drug addicts supporting a habit, but they may look perfectly normal. Wealthy people steal. Highly paid executives with money in their pockets have been caught stealing golf clubs. Movie stars have been caught stealing clothes. Elderly people have been caught stealing lots of things. To sum it up, shoplifters can be male or female, young or old, rich or poor. In other words, you can't profile a shoplifter by age or gender. When it comes to methods, thieves will use any clever and shameless method they can. A common technique is to wear oversized and loose clothing with big pockets, such as cargo pants, loose jackets, and sweatpants with elastic waistbands. Inside pockets can easily hide items. Thieves will even cut slits in pockets to reach for items without their hands being seen. Oversized pants and elastic allow items to be slipped into the waistband. Diaper bags and strollers make it easy to quickly hide items. Just being aware of how easy it is to steal will help you cut down on opportunities. Thieves don't just steal the small things they can hide. When items are too big, shoplifters will try hiding them in plain sight. Many stores have learned the hard way that thieves will take advantage of situations where doors are not watched or store personnel are busy. A shoplifter may pick up a large item and casually walk out the door. This thief is carrying an old receipt to fool casual observers. If no one checks, he looks like any other customer who buys something too large for a bag. A variation might be for this thief to buy the first item, carry the receipt back into the store, and take a second identical item. If no one is watching, he'll likely get away with it. To prevent this type of theft, many stores now station employees at the exits to compare each receipt with items as the customer leaves. When she confirms the item, she marks the receipt so it can't be reused. It's an excellent way to prevent this kind of theft. Stores that sell clothing know that fitting rooms are particularly vulnerable to theft if they aren't watched closely. Anything brought unseen into the fitting rooms along with clothes can easily be hidden. Here's an example of a thief who likes the top and accessory necklace displayed with this outfit. Since she's able to use the fitting room unassisted and unseen, she simply takes the items she wants and hides them under her clothes. Even with tight clothing, it's very hard to tell she's walking out of the store with stolen merchandise. The best way to prevent fitting room theft is to have an alert attendant stationed at the entrance of fitting rooms. She should count the items that go in and come out of each room. As a store policy, the number of garments taken in at one time should be limited, and clothing brought out should be checked to make sure the tags are still in place. Do a quick inspection to make sure no clothes are left in the dressing room. This time, our thief didn't have an opportunity to take the merchandise. For stores that can't keep a fitting room attendant available, you can keep the doors to the rooms locked. Most customers understand that this helps lower the cost of their clothes. Shoplifters in pairs or teams can easily overwhelm the defenses of store owners or employees who are unfamiliar with their tactics. If shoplifters can't easily take something without being seen, they may create a diversion or distraction. The distraction may be as simple as several people moving in different directions, making it hard to watch them all. Here's an example of a team working together and using distraction. One member creates a diversion and draws the assistance of the cashier. And while the employee is distracted, the second team member is busy stealing. But an employee who is aware of these tactics will call for help and make sure there's always a pair of eyes watching the store. Other attempts to distract the cashier might include being overly friendly or flirty, or the opposite, pretending to be upset and making a scene. When these incidents happen, be aware they could be a ploy to divert attention from a shoplifter. Here's an example of a booster gang, as they are sometimes called, operating in an open and well-lit store. The person in the middle is slipping several items into his jacket. The two on either side of him are both screening him from view and acting as spotters to make sure they aren't being watched. A fourth person, also a spotter, is out of sight in another aisle where she can see a wide area behind and beyond the group. If she sees trouble or decides it's clear, she makes a call on her cell and the gang proceeds or leaves. In another store that's smaller and darker, the gang takes a different approach. The spotter gives hand signals to warn or give an all clear. The merchandise is moved to an isolated spot for pickup. The fourth person easily hides the merchandise in an inside pocket. Shoplifters are aware of the risks they take, and they will look for situations that are easy and safe. They'll often avoid stores with too many theft deterrents. That's one of the reasons closed-circuit TV cameras are so effective in preventing theft. Although some stores install fake cameras, it's better to have real surveillance and tape recordings. You want the public to take your theft prevention policies seriously. When word gets out that your cameras are fake, you will lose credibility and merchandise. Today's surveillance systems are much more affordable and can be very powerful. Other theft deterrents include cable and locking devices, a popular way to prevent theft. Customers will have to track down an employee to look at these items, but this is another time you can explain you're keeping costs low. Statistics show that theft can be reduced by about 60% when electronic article surveillance systems are used. In these tag and alarm systems, an alarm goes off when an attached or hidden tag is carried through the gate. Undercover security guards are very effective in deterring and apprehending shoplifters. Experienced guards can easily spot suspicious behavior. All security personnel should understand your store policies and your state's laws about apprehending and arresting shoplifters. Many stores now practice crime prevention through environmental design. This means arranging the stores so that opportunities to steal are limited. These stores are designed with clear sight lines so employees can easily see up and down each aisle. Shoplifters like isolated, concealed spots to help hide their theft. They don't like wide open spaces between merchandise and displays. Good ideas in environmental design include keeping shelves low enough that employees can see over them, arranging your merchandise so that two employees can keep an eye on it at the same time, installing observation mirrors to eliminate hidden spots, installing bright lights to eliminate dark areas, the brighter the better, setting up barriers to keep people out of certain areas such as shipping and receiving, limiting access to certain items in the store like expensive, high-demand, and easy-to-steal items. Lock them up or move them to an area near the cashier. Along with putting as many deterrents as possible in place, excellent customer service may be your best defense against shoplifting. Start by making eye contact and greeting each customer as they come in. Shoplifters like secrecy. Greeting them will let them know you're paying attention. And following up on customers, asking if you can help or answer questions will let them know you're still paying attention. Armed with knowledge of these techniques and behaviors, you are better prepared to stop shoplifters. Learn to recognize behaviors that aren't normal, such as a person looking in one direction while reaching in another, a person who seems to be watching other people more than looking at merchandise, people looking at the cameras and mirrors, someone dressed inappropriately for the weather, such as a coat when the weather is hot, large open bags and purses. Women tend to be protective of their purses. When a large bag is left open and exposed, it may be suspicious. Be aware of those JDLRs. That's when something just doesn't look right. Be suspicious of people creating obvious distractions. Remember, male or female, young or old, rich or poor, anyone can be a shoplifter. You'll be more effective in preventing shoplifting when you focus on behaviors instead of stereotypes. Do what you can do to minimize opportunities for shoplifters. Keep your stores bright and designed to keep everything easily visible. Use theft deterrents like cameras and electronic alarms. Be sure to check merchandise with the receipt. Cultivate a reputation as a store that fights crime and does not tolerate shoplifting. Every American is a victim of shoplifting. We shouldn't have to pay an extra $400 to $800 a year to cover theft. Store owners shouldn't see their profits eaten up in decreased sales, stolen merchandise, or an apprehension and prosecution of criminals. We're all in this together. It's time to put these criminals out of business.